How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be debuting the new 92 overall future star Clarke Schmidt. I recently unlocked this card. I'm hopping into the Future is Bright Part 2 event. I have only played one or two games of this event so far to kind of give you all an update that there is a new event. And in this specific game here, we are going up against a player that doesn't really have the greatest team. He has Nate Pearson on the mound, and then also has a bunch of golds and silvers and a pieced together lineup, I would say. But there has been a brand new patch released into MLB The Show 20. We have also seen a Twitter update this morning regarding the third inning bosses. So the third inning boss will be switch hitting Impact veteran Chipper Jones. We'll have 3 switch hitters within the entirety of the program. We'll have Brian Roberts, Shane Victorino, and Chipper Jones. I think the move has got to be to select Chipper Jones unless you have to have an outfielder or Shane Victorino or Brian Roberts is your favorite player. I think that Chipper Jones will be the #1 selected boss for this third inning program. Anyway, just wanted to get into some of this event gameplay so far using this Clarke Schmidt. He is pretty effective. The opponent has chased that fastball up in the zone. He does throw the fastball up to 97 miles an hour. He will mix in the sinker at around 93, 94. And, of course, the curveball is probably his best secondary pitch along with the changeup. The slider is his last pitch, and that probably has the least amount of break, but it can still be an effective pitch to kind of mix in, as I did right there. But what I wanted to talk about was a little bit about the actual patch, what they've kind of done to tweak the game a little bit. So the XP glitch where you're able to kind of leave your PlayStation on overnight and grind out retro mode, that has been taken away, which I think is great. I don't really think you should be able to earn XP for amazing cards. Like, let's say you just leave your PlayStation on to earn prestige level. Just by sleeping, you're able to grind out the game through retro mode. If you mess with the sliders, then the computer would throw you balls over and over again, and you would just get basically intentionally walked to score multiple runs while you were asleep in retro mode. And they patched that. You won't be able to do that anymore. They also patched the steal glitch in Showdown and offline computer-based grinding modes, where you would hold down L2, R2, and take a lead, go back, and take off right as the pitcher would come set, and that would allow you to steal the base. So they took that out as well. I think that that's nice that they took those two things out. They also took out something that I feel is kind of interesting. In March to October, you were able to unlock double the points, double the rewards for a specific amount of time. I think you're also getting double XP for some of the challenges that you completed through March to October. So I don't really know why they took that out. I feel like that was more necessary to keep to kind of balance out Showdown and March to October, because I can earn 20 team affinity points, at least for stage 2, in about 20 to 25 minutes. And it takes like 6 hours, 7 hours, maybe even longer, to just earn about 50 to 60 points within March to October for one team affinity. So that doesn't really make any sense as to why it's balanced that way. Anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about those couple things as we get into this gameplay. So far, I like using this Clarke Schmidt. I like using a lot of these future star cards. The previous opponent quit when I didn't even score a run. Then this opponent quit when I go up by 2 runs in the first inning. These are 3-inning games, so they are going to be shortened, but I also feel that more people are going to quit if you have a really good team, if you have a lot of these cards unlocked. If you get off to an early lead, you're more likely to see quits in this event. There are no new rewards for this event, but you are still able to unlock all of the other rewards if you haven't done so already. Some people commented and asked me, hey, I'm at 70 wins. Is there anything else for me to do in this event? Well, the answer to that is really no. I mean, the event was set up to kind of have 2 different events for the future stars and kind of 2 events that would focus on them. And they did the same type of thing. They did the same thing with the first event, where it was kind of split up over time within 2 events, and the rewards for the cumulative rewards would not reset. They would stay the same and kind of just work together in the sense where if you got 30 wins the first time, 40 wins the second time around, then that would total 70. But anyway, I was able to hit a 3-run shot in this game with Nolan Gorman, and I still feel that he is probably all around the best player we have in the Team Affinity program for Stage 2 Future Stars. There are, of course, a couple really good players and a lot of really good players throughout the entirety of the game. But for the Future Stars, I think that Nolan Gorman has to be the best. 95 overall, all-around player. Has decent speed, too. Anyway, I wanted to get back into another game. We're going up against Michael Kopech. Got off to an early start in that last game. Playing a couple different opponents in this event. I noticed that last guy had a ton of games played. I felt like if I was able to get an early lead, he might quit out of it. I was able to hit that 3-run shot. Let's go ahead and get into another one. We have Alec Thomas leading it off. I have mixed up my lineup a few times in some of these events. I like mixing it up in that way, trying new cards out in different spots of the lineup, so that way when it comes to ranked seasons, then I kind of can build my team in a strategic way that I think is going to be the best for me, or the most beneficial for my ranked seasons team with speed and contact and lefty-righty switch hitting balance. Whether or not I'm using certain guys because I need to get a couple more left-handed bats in there. I need to get a couple righty bats in there. Anyway, Jazz Chisholm is definitely going to make it difficult for me to play my creative player. I think that because Jazz Chisholm is so good and he plays very similar to how my creative player already plays, I don't know how I'm going to take this card out to start my creative player at shortstop to grind out those innings. I also don't normally replay the replays for these home runs, but that ball I felt was absolutely smoked. 112 exit velocity. Also, all of these games are played before the patch, so I didn't actually play these games after the patch. I know there's going to be a couple gameplay tunings, and I wanted to check out some of the patch notes involving that and check out the game before I actually talk about some of those things. But for the most part, the patch focused on just trying to tweak some of these different methods that people were using to kind of grind XP, grind out Team Affinity programs and stuff like that. I think it's good that they kind of went the path of patching the XP reward path, patching that XP glitch, the steal glitch, and all that stuff. But the March to October I felt like could have stayed the same. I know some friends of mine are playing March to October. Hopefully they were able to get their rewards and their cards unlocked before they change that. But that 3-run home run from Alec Thomas will put us up 8-0. For the most part, I was able to get off to a pretty good early start in most of these event games. I mean, even when we were playing the 6-inning games, I started off scoring a few runs, usually in the first inning, trying to get off to that early lead. In this video, I started off a little bit slower in the first game I played, but I wanted to mainly show you some gameplay with this Clarke Schmidt. I tried to get him in there as often as I could because I was able to get a couple quits, got the stamina rejuvenated a little bit quicker, and I am looking to show you some of these pitches right here. I mean, he does have a good repertoire. He's got some good movement. I wish that the changeup and the curveball were kind of swapped or kind of flip-flopped. If the changeup had more break on it and had a little bit more control, I would like that pitch to be I guess the primary secondary pitch, the number one secondary pitch, the number one off-speed pitch, and then I would like the curveball to be, I guess, the second secondary pitch, which kind of is confusing to say, but that should make sense. You should be able to understand. But we're in the top of the second inning now. I still need to win about 25 more games in this event to unlock that Alec bomb. I need to finish off and unlock Gavin Lux first, of course, but for the most part, I've been able to get these wins fairly easily. I mean, sure, some of it takes a little bit more time, playing the longer inning games during the last event took a little bit more time, but for the most part, I have been able to finish these games rather quickly. I've only played a few full games in its entirety. It's looking like this one could be one of those as well. Anytime you go up by a few runs like this, you never know if the opponent is going to try and make a comeback. I feel like winning these types of games where if you are able to make a comeback down 5 runs, down 6 runs, 8 runs, 10 runs, if you're able to make those types of comebacks, those are the most fun games I've played. I mean, I'm really enjoying MLB The Show 20. I know we've had some mixed feedback, some mixed reviews on the game as a whole, but personally, I'm really enjoying the game. I like how much effort they've gone into putting into the gameplay updates, into the patches, even some of this offline stuff. It just shows how hard they're working on the game and trying to make it the best possible game we've ever had. And each year, I enjoy MLB The Show a little bit and a little bit more, I would say. Anyway, I uploaded a previous video talking about players who I played with and against, and we're actually using one right here. Aaron Bummer is on the mound. I faced him in high school. I shouldn't say I faced him. I didn't actually hit in high school. I was a pitcher, and I had a DH that would hit for me. But anyway, we were able to get the last 3 outs, a couple solid hits, a couple hard line drive outs. But yeah, Aaron Bummer, good pitcher, went to Sunrise Mountain High School, pitched against us in the state championship, and we actually won that game. That was our 2nd state championship in a row. Thank you all for watching this video. I'm College Lefty, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.